Race recap brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
Just like that 51 plate's going to be hanging on the shop of the gas.
Yeah. If you guys do need some exterior modifications to your home, make sure to check them out. And you're in the Southwest Michigan area, make sure to check out Worx. They came over, did some stuff on my house. Nice. Looks great. Everything's fantastic still, so which is good because I was low budget and I was just like, hey, just come in, make sure everything's tacked up right, replace this little piece here and that, and they did that.
Spit on that.
It's awesome. Spit hawk to it. Spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing.
Anyway, all right, 4-video race recap here. Okay. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
I gave you 4 options. We won't even run down the order here right now.
Okay.
Do you want to talk Jett, Hunter, Tomac, or Sexton?
Oh, but we're going to talk about all 4?
We're going to talk about all 4. Yes.
Who do you want to start with? Let's save Jett for last since he won the ship.
Okay.
Let's talk about Hunter first. So
Hunter goes 3-2 for second.
Okay.
Sorry,
still
we're not going in order. It's just the way it is.
Still had a chance to win that title after the first race, but just had to have some luck.
Yes.
So let's talk about Hunter. Okay, what you got?
Out of 10,
okay,
10 being the highest.
Okay.
How do you rate the total season?
Total season of 2024.
Yes.
Whew. Well, let's see.
And mind you, to start the season,
with not me,
I was just laying on the ground, looking at the fucking stars.
And did you like how they also had to bring up that like 10 times throughout the show last night?
Yes.
Just to put a little stamp on how well a season is going now.
Yes.
So he obviously had some bright spots. He was fastest qualifier at a couple Supercrosses, won a heat race or two, led some laps in the main. Whether you want to say Jett led him, whatever. Got some moto wins, not in overall, but got some moto wins outdoors, gave Chase a run for a little bit. Once again, if you want to say Chase led him. And then obviously, did what he did, last night throughout the SMX.
Won an SMX race.
Won a main to do it. Didn't do it by just consistency.
Yep.
I think
it was his rookie 450 season. So how do you rate this out of 10?
I think I got to give him an 8.75.
Oh, okay. That's low.
I think the only reason I wouldn't give him over a 9 is because he never won a Supercross.
Okay.
He didn't win an overall outdoors.
Okay.
But he did win one SMX. That's why I'd say the 7.5. I would have given him an 8.5, but I was like, oh, well, he won an overall.
Mm-hmm.
So if he would have won a Supercross main or at least an overall outdoors, I'd probably have to go with a 9. But because he didn't do those two things.
Okay.
Moto wins and winning heat races is fine, but he still wasn't consistent enough and good enough to get the total job done.
Yeah.
So 8.75. Like, I think he had a really great season. Like, he was in the outdoor championship for a little bit. He's never in the Supercross championship, obviously. But, like, stuck his nose in there, had some bright spots. But ultimately, I think Supercross was a little bit rougher than I think a lot of us thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you were to ask anybody, would he have done better in Supercross or outdoors, even though he had titles in both, both disciplines on the 250, people would probably say, yeah, he'd probably do better in Supercross just because he's a very calculated rider. But I think Supercross was a little rough. Outdoors, he really shined. Obviously, these SMX rounds, he really, really shined. But yeah, 8.75.
I'll give it a 10.
Okay. All right.
Strictly because, and this was brought up on something I was listening to today, if you look at where he started the year, okay, and you go back to whatever, I don't know what the second Supercross, or well, I guess
San Francisco?
No, let's not do that because that was wet. Whatever.
A2.
If you go back to Supercross,
A2 would have been the first actual dry round, I think.
And you put him around AP and Ando, okay, because that's like second tier dudes, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of at the back of those dudes.
Well, I mean, it was him and Jay Coop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
now,
we sat up on the show talking about this.
Yeah, and now you look at it, not full Supercross, but we're a lot closer.
Hmm?
He is miles ahead of everybody else.
Is he...
miles.
Is he next up going into 2025 as far as who we think the championship contenders? Is he right on that cusp of
100%.
Throw his name in there?
100%.
Okay. Right.
And I think even more so if Jett's there all the time. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When Jett's there to tow him along, he's better.
I agree. I think we've seen that enough now.
We saw it in outdoors. We've seen it now. I mean, you look at last night, he was like... you look at that second moto there, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And they made a comment about it on the broadcast. Him and Ando get into it. Or, well, Ando puts it to him to pass him. And Hunter's like, no, fuck you. I got to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time to fuck around with you 37 seconds behind Jett. I got to go if I want any fucking shot at this. And he fucking went. And he was right behind Jett that whole time.
Because when Jett's there, and they've talked about this, Stu's talked about this a lot, but like when Jett's there and Jett's out front, he hooks a toe to Jett, and he mirrors him because he's the only dude. Yeah, he's the only dude that can mirror Jett as far as consistency and the way that those two, their brain works and the way he puts the track together. Or if he's out front, he knows that he's got Jett behind him.
Yep.
And he knows that Jett's not going to fucking blow him out if he fades wide in a corner and Jett tucks in the inside. He knows that he's going to race him fair and clean. And I'm not saying that he thinks that Eli and Chase won't.
No.
But it's different in the back of your brain because you're like, well, that's my brother. Like, no matter what, this dude's not even going to have a thought in his mind to saw off my front end.
No.
Like, he may pass me aggressive a la France last year.
Yep.
But he's not going to tee off on me like anybody else.
Look, I'll be really honest. I fully believe if Jett stays healthy here, it is going to be a very boring 1-2 punch here for a while.
That I'd have to disagree with. I can't disagree on the Jett thing, but the Hunter thing still being second or, battling for first all the time. Eli and Chase, when they're not having their issues, they're still better than Hunter 95% of the time. Well, Chase especially outdoors.
The problem is they have issues more often than they're spot on.
Well,
that's the problem. And Hunter, yes, they will beat Hunter on days.
I don't think that Hunter would beat Chase outdoors, though. I think that got proven even if Jett's there. Because when Chase had his moment, Chase walked away from Hunter at the second half of the season.
He did, but Jett wasn't there to tow him.
Yeah, but I think
Jett's there to tow him, I don't think Chase gets second.
I think Chase is a bigger threat to Jett outdoors than he is Supercross, and I don't think that if Chase is behind Jett and Hunter's a close third, when Chase really starts pressuring Jett and Jett's like, I got to go, and those two do what they did in 2023, I don't think Hunter can hang outdoors. Supercross, I think it's a different story. But outdoors, I just don't think Hunter has that top-end speed outdoors.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the first however many before Jett went out, because what I remember is him towing fucking Hunter right along, and they were 30 fucking seconds ahead of everybody. I mean, there were a couple motos in there, yes, that they were not. That wasn't the case. But for the most part, he towed Hunter right along with him. And I've been saying that all out. I've been saying that in outdoors. I'm like, dude, if Jett's there and can tow Hunter, Hunter's the second best guy. Now, when Jett was out, we saw that. Like, Hunter just he didn't quite have it.
Well, 2025 is going to be different because you got some incoming people.
I'll be honest, I think 2025 is a complete fucking bomb for Sexton in a bad way.
I mean, we'll get to him. I think that they're outdoors Supercross. I think it's going to be very interesting, but outdoors, we'll get to it. But I think 2025 outdoors is going to be very, very interesting as far as the 450 class goes.
Because there's a big number 3 that's going to be there all year.
No, well, not just that, but there's going to be whatever numbers fucking Prado's number is. And then we'll get to what I believe with the 250 guy coming in.
You and this Prado thing.
I'm not talking Supercross. Yeah, I'm talking outdoors.
He ain't going to do shit in outdoors.
You want to make a bet on that?
I'll make a big bet. How much do you want to lose?
Supercross? No.
And what's the thing? I don't.
Supercross. I don't think Prado's. I think
Prado's Supercross. I'll bet you on outdoors though.
Do you realize what Prado's been doing over in the GPs?
How much money do you want to lose, brother?
Is this only because Jeff thinks that he's not going to do well?
No, I fully don't think he's going to do anything.
We also didn't think Tom Vial was going to win a Supercross title in his second year there.
That also shocked me.
So
However, that shocked me, and then he immediately didn't do shit the rest of the time. And he knows he's got a problem. I don't know if you've listened to his interviews. He knows he has an issue outdoors, and he is very aware of that. I don't know that he can fix that.
We'll get to that when we talk about 250s. But Prado, I'll
bet you any amount of money up to $1,000 you want to lose for outdoors next year for fucking.
If you can tell me the only reason Prado doesn't do well outdoors is because he doesn't adapt to American lifestyle, because I was the one who said that, I can agree with you. As far as talent,
I think he's going to get fucked up with doing the Supercross thing, and then the bike is not the same as he's rode outdoors. Like there is differences. I think he's fucked for 2 years. Now, I'm not saying come 2026, 2027, maybe not even 26. I'll go with 27. We don't get the ship righted, and then come outdoors. Yeah, he can make things interesting, but we'll see.
We've seen it too many times where guys of his level have come over and done just fine. Jett Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, Ken Roxon, Marvin Muscan, Dylan Ferendis.
But not right off the rip.
No, not right off the rip. But I'm saying outdoors, he'll be fine. Supercross, I think, is going to be a struggle.
I don't think so. What is fine to you? Let me ask that question.
Well, I'm not saying he's winning the title. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not claiming that. I'm not saying that the first year.
Winning
motos and just putting his name in there, getting top 5s.
Oh, so top 5 is what it is.
Winning, podium, top 5s.
Okay.
Because I don't base everything off of, oh, you got to win a title.
You think he's going to win motos, or you think he's going to win overalls?
Motos. Because him winning overalls would mean that he would be in the title hunt, and I don't think he's going to be in the title hunt. Because he's going to go to tracks that just he's not used to. The way our tracks flow we're not as fast paced as the GPs.
I
will say though, he dog walks everybody at Southwick, and I know that I've made that joke before, but
here we go again.
He dog walks everybody at Southwick.
We're going to Southwick next year.
Okay, cool. I'm game for it because of the Gonzales. Yeah, I'm all game for it. But he dog walks everybody at Southwick, and I only say that is because everybody thinks Jett and Chase and all these guys are fast at Southwick. You've watched Prado at the GPs at Lommel.
Yeah,
and you can even ask Eric Grondal about the difference between Southwick and Lommel. Prado is going to be the fastest dude we've ever seen in the sand in the 450 class since Eli Tomac. But I think that'd be the only one I would give him a nod that he could win an overall at. Everywhere else, I don't think he has a shot.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
But anyways,
look, you toned that back a lot compared to where I thought you were going with it.
No. Because I didn't call Tom.
I'm not going to argue it as hard then. I will. How many motos do you think he wins?
Oh, well, I'd have to see how much you get through Supercross.
Okay.
Because I can't tell you that right now because I don't know what Supercross is going to look like.
Because my thing is okay, so in order for him to win a moto, he's got to beat Chase, Jett.
I think Jett is the only threat to Prado
Hunter.
as far as outright speed on an outdoor track. I think he's got Hunter covered. I think he has Chase covered, and I think he has Eli, this version of Eli, covered. I think Jett is the only person.
I don't know, man. Dude, watching these SMX races, if you'd have said that after Ironman, I would fully 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But watching these SMX races, this is like what Weech talks about. These old dogs, they're not as fast every single round as they used to be, but there are rounds they get to that bike setup is
for sure
perfect for them, and they fucking go.
For sure.
Tomac showed that these 3 rounds.
I hope I'm wrong about it.
And I honestly think you go outdoors next year, if he gets through Supercross, he has a full off season, he gets through Supercross, there are going to be rounds. Not all of them, but there are going to be rounds where, even being a Jett guy, I think he's going to put it to Jett outdoors.
The only problem that all those guys have is if Jorge gets comfortable, and this is the last thing and then we'll move on, is Jorge is a better starter than all of them.
Yeah.
So if Jorge rips a holy and he's just feeling it that day and he's at a 20-second gap, we've talked about this where Jett is in his mind now. If he doesn't feel he needs to go that fast, he's not going to run him down. If this was a few years ago, Jorge had a really bad cardio issue, but he's proven that now that he doesn't have that.
I believe if Jorge comes over and is doing work outdoors, like you think he might, we will see Jett go to a level that we have not seen him have to go to yet.
And we don't know what's going to happen with that either.
Well, so we've watched it occasionally, and JT's brought this up a whole bunch, and he's not wrong. And Steve, too. You watch him on these, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's things like there were Supercross races. These SMX rounds have been really prevalent with it. When he decides, hey, it's time to go, he turns it up to that fucking stew speed. I mean, we saw it in the first round at Charlotte with him and Eli.
Yeah.
He turns it up to that stew speed, and in 3 corners makes up a second and a half, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
But if you're on the rear wheel, you can get away with that. If you're having to make up 15 seconds, you can't do that.
Yes,
that's
true.
That's my point. Like, if you're telling me that they're 1-2 and then Jorge's going next level and then Jett, okay, fine, I'm not going to argue that. But if Jett's buried for whatever reason,
yes,
and Jorge's 15 seconds out and Jett's got to do it consistently, which has been my thing that I've always said. Jett has never been in a situation where he's had to go that fast lap after lap after lap. What does that look like? And that is what I talk about in the sense of we don't know what that version of. Maybe it's like Stu and he just it takes him 3 laps. I don't know. But we'll find out. It's interesting. You want to talk about Eli next? Who do you want to talk about next? I picked the first
are we done with Hunter?
Yeah, we're done with Hunter.
Okay.
I think we've always said that he had a really, really I think it's foolish for us to not believe that he could have done this, but I think he definitely exceeded expectations.
No, let's go Chase, and then we'll go Jett, and then we'll go Eli. Okay, because that way we'll go with. Okay, so Chase goes DNF, DNS there. He doesn't listen to any of this shit, and I have nothing but respect for him. And it, whatever. I'll tell Eric to tell him, like, dude, it's nothing personal, but that was the stupidest fucking move I've ever seen in my fucking life from a fucking title guy.
Dude, you can't.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You can't fade right stacked up in a rhythm
He
section.
didn't fade right. He took a hard right.
When we're doubling on the first lap and everybody's bunched up. And of course, the one fucking person that happens to land on him
is Justin Barsha. Which is not his fault at all.
No, and all of a sudden, did you see, though, Justin, when he got to the 90, he's like looking back and he's just like shaking his head. He's like,
yeah.
You could. I want to know what he said under his helmet, because he's like probably thinking, fuck, dude, here we go again. Like, I'm in the middle of something that has nothing to do with me.
Like, when they first showed Chase, before we got the replay, I was like, oh, man, that sucks, because, like...
Yeah, I just thought he
probably went to do a section that somebody else wasn't doing, and then, like, got fucked up, and then somebody fucking landed on him. Now, hey, by the way, I'm going to just go straight to the inside of this fucking corner with 3 guys to my right. 3! I don't understand it. I will not understand... I don't get it. What the fuck were you thinking?
I had do you remember when him and Justin got into it in Daytona in 2022? Where Justin go back and watch Daytona in 2022 if you get a chance at some point. They got into it, and I think it was Chase that ended up going off the track. But they were like going back and forth, and there was a couple times going over a couple of the I don't know if it was a triple on the very far side near the embankment, but like they got really, really close to each other, and I think it was Chase that almost landed on Justin. I can't remember, once again, this is 2 years ago, but like they got into it, and I'm like, I just had Daytona flashbacks. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, here we go again.
I just, I don't understand the thought process at all. You get a shit start, okay, that's fine. Like, your starts are terrible. I mean,
yeah.
If they don't get that figured out by next year, which
Really
I'm sure they will, man. But if they don't, you're fucked all next year too, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, that's just what happens though. Sometimes when these guys get so used to winning, or they're not used to being bunched up that badly early in the race. And, we don't normally talk about the track, but can I say how much I hated that track last night? I thought it was fucking stupid. It didn't flow at all.
Everybody said they had a good time riding it.
Yeah, that's
not
cool.
Not necessarily racing it, but it was fun to ride.
Yeah, but that's cool.
It was...
like, this whole section right here is fucking stupid. Why would we build a booter double right out of a right-handed 90 with 6 feet into the lip?
Look, we go from Dallas, which was just fucking so much garbage that Mathis got in trouble because he was so hard on it.
Yeah.
And then we go to this, which slightly better, but at the same time, minute. I'm like, I don't know. Look.
And short shoot sections where there's no place to really separate yourself, so the outside lines are fucking garbage. There's no point.
Thing is, like,
I thought it was fucking terrible.
There was a bit of drama last night with some of the different things. The Sexton thing, obviously, Jett passing, Eli there or whatever. But outside of that, like, it was fucking boring. Like, I was watching that first 250 moto, and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking terrible, and I'm already tired. So, like, this is dumb.
I'm surprised his fucking neck isn't fucked up right now. Like, I didn't realize that his fucking rear wheel clipped his fucking neck that badly.
So,
dude, it's fucking stupid.
So, hand, I've heard, is broke, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, there was people going around that say that it was fine.
I heard it's broke, but Alpine Stars did not x-ray it at the track.
Yeah.
So, no one really knows at this point. Okay, let me ask you this question here, since we're talking about Chase. What do you think of the interview with Roger, where he said basically if him or
Eli?
Eli
said that he might go.
No. Roger said if Chase or AP is fucking hurt, we're not going.
Oh, they'll end up going. Somebody will figure it out.
It's such a.
But Eli said he might go. Here's the problem with all this. Chase isn't going.
Well,
I need to get it.
Eli said, well,
maybe
this will be a discussion for the next couple days.
Here's the problem. They don't have a couple days. Then they were talking about this. They got to make a decision by Tuesday. Tuesday as of in 2 days from now, because the bikes need to send over there. First off, I feel bad for AP because this was drama with Eli coming back. Hey, if Eli does this, like, AP can't go. Eli did the right thing. He's like, hey, man, like, I don't want to take this from AP.
Which was respectable and warranted.
And then AP smokes a fucking wall at Concord, and now his shoulders are fucked up.
He didn't smoke a wall.
He hit the drag wall on practice day. He hit the drag wall on the practice start.
No, fucking... that was the one where what's-his-nuts came in too hot. At Charlotte? Yeah, that was the practice start that, like, him and Mookie and who the fuck else was it there got into it.
No, he also talks about how he actually hit the drag wall at some point, though.
Fucking Jesus. Okay. Anyway.
So, anyways, his shoulders are all fucked up. Who knows? Whatever. But he still wants to go because he's AP and he loves America.
His collarbone. He says collarbone hurts, but nothing's actually fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you got Coop. We find out, hey man, I'll go on the 250. All right, cool.
Yep.
So Coop's gonna go on the 250. So I feel bad for Coop because now Coop has to get a little bit of time in over here before they head to United Kingdom at the end of this week on the 250, so they can have a little bit of a base setting to know, hey, maybe we have to bring these parts.
Well,
so
he rode Deegan's bike. He said it was fine.
Yeah, whatever. So he has to know by Tuesday. Because that's like the last day before when they have to send shit off.
Yeah.
So he's got to know pretty much by tomorrow so he can know, like, hey, are we going? Chase offered first up. He was very vocal about the whole Deegan thing, which now we know, whatever. We're not going to get into that.
We can in the halftime show.
Yeah. So Chase is not going to go. Eli, now it's late, and I don't blame him if he doesn't go. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, oh, last minute thing. So somebody made the comment, they're like, and I didn't think about this, but I don't know if it's a good option or not. Keep AP, move him to MX1, put Coop back on his 450 for MX3. Once again, not a great option. We have KTM going over anyway. Have Juju be the 250 guy.
That depends. Does it coincide with his fucking jet ski race?
I don't know. I don't know when Juju's jet ski race is.
I don't know when it is either. I'm just asking.
It's in 2 weeks. But it's like KTM's already going to be there because we know Hayden's not going.
No.
Okay. There's nobody else from the star team that you're going to send because if you're like, hey, we got a star rider. So Juju's going, AP's going, Vial's shit's already going to be there because obviously he's going to be there.
Look, it's very simple. Just don't fucking go.
I think at this point,
God's trying to send us a sign not to go.
I think at this point, you almost have to go because of all the bullshit. If this would have been any other year, I'd totally agree with you. But it's like, dude, there's been so much drama around this. If we don't go, it's just going to make us look like we have egg on our face.
There's drama around it anyway because I don't know. That's a whole nother can of worms I just don't want to fucking get into because it's hours of me ranting about everything that has to do with that race.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. Look, dude, at this point, yeah, we tried to send a team. We tried to send a team that wasn't even our A+ team. We went to like an A- team, I'll say. And now we're getting into like B-, C+ range on top of the timing of all of it. Like, fuck it. Just don't go. Just save the money, cancel the tickets, take whatever you... Just fucking don't go. Who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, clearly these guys do.
What the fuck does it matter to us? We're not fucking getting anything out of it.
Clearly, the riders care more than everybody seems to think.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how you can argue that. Like,
I mean, I can't argue it because, yes, Coop bleeds red, white, and blue, much
Chase
like
was very vocal about it. AP,
Chase really
Eli wanted to go. Fucking, we know that Chance really wanted to go. Like, RJ did what he did last year. Like, contrary to what everybody believes that the riders don't like this race, I think that that's bullshit. I think that they do. I think that they really want to represent their country. I think it's the rest of the industry that doesn't like the race, on our side at least.
I mean, the thing is like, okay, cool. If we're going to do that, and again, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and this is way off topic from our 450 race recap, but it's just like, what, like, do we go around and ask these guys, like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And can we just get straight up answers? Because, like, look, dude, the Deegan, the team won't let me go has obviously been proven fucking wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously been proven fucking wrong.
Yeah, for sure. He just doesn't want to go.
So just say you don't want to go.
He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go unless
Captain
it's in
America.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go do this.
He doesn't want to go.
Fine.
And hey, man, that's cool. That's your prerogative.
Zero issue with that.
Yeah, that's your prerogative.
I know there's other people out there that are going to fucking yell and scream about it. Zero issue.
It sucks, but like, hey, dude, like, that's your prerogative. That's your right as an American. You don't have to do something you don't want to do.
But like, let's just take it. Let's just.
But it was
go around and ask people. Let's just go around and ask people, and the ones that want to go, let's fucking send them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Don't care if it's the three best or not.
I mean, you definitely know that if RJ wasn't fucking bouncing around and could keep his head up straight, he'd want to go too.
He had a where did we just watch? He had a career-ending head injury
in 2018.
So in 2018, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but I would say that I'd be really shocked if we don't go at this point. What is the team going to look like? I fucking have no idea. But I think we're going to go.
In 2 weeks, we'll see what it looks like.
I think we're going to go. But I think if I were to tell you right now, I think that Eli just goes. I think it's Eli, Coop, and AP. which is a funny fucking team to me to begin with.
It really is.
Really fucking funny team.
But at the same time, I think those guys will have a great time.
Oh, I think Eli...
Especially with the point Eli is in his career here
I think
now.
Eli's going to be awesome. I think Coop's going to hate life after first practice on that 250.
Nah.
Because he's going to get smoked.
Coop is in a win-win situation here.
Oh, yeah, he's got nothing to lose.
Because he volunteered to go, and he's on a 250. So his situation
Watch
is
this motherfucker
everybody's
go-
just pumped because he wanted to go, and it doesn't fucking matter
Watch
how he
him
does.
go back and, like, fucking harness 2016 Coop and just
Oh, my
fucking
God.
win both motos.
Just
and you're
fucking
like,
yard everybody in
and
the
you're
in
like,
the
yo,
qualifying
motherfuckers,
and-
I was a good outdoor rider on a 250.
I could ride this 250.
I can ride this 250 outdoors. Maybe not a 450, but this 250, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such a fucked up situation.
I mean, dude, the MX of Nations is still going to be good either way because, you know, Jett's going to be there, Hunter's going to be there, Kenny's going to be there. Like, there's still going to be American riders, like American-based riders there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the MX of Nations, so I love the race, even if we don't go. But I feel like we're going to go, but I just don't know what the team's going to look like.
I'll watch the highlights and comment on what I think, but that's about it. I probably am not paying to...
Oh, I'm not paying either. I watch it on CBS Sports.
I don't have CBS Sports.
Oh,
I
well,
have
that's your
cable at my
problem.
house.
Oh, that's your problem.
We are live streams only. So, who the fuck were we even talking about?
We were talking about Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bummer, though, man, because, like...
It is a bummer. Like, I feel bad for the kid. Because
I
it was
really
a dumb
would-
decision. But
I
feel
really
bad for the
wonder... I mean, that first moto was going to be a struggle bus anyway because he was buried. But, like, the way he rode that
Yeah.
second moto in Fort Worth...
kid. Yeah.
I mean, dude, he had a shot at that championship.
You want to know why... Okay, let me ask you this with Chase, with the Fort Worth ride.
Okay.
Does that second moto...
I knew you were going to go with this.
Does that second moto look the way it does if everybody doesn't flinch?
I think he still wins, but I don't think he wins by 13 seconds.
No fucking chance. No fucking chance. It's just like his outdoor season. Look,
I also think you guys calling Jett that win that first moto by Hunter having an asterisk is fucking stupid. There's no asterisk in moto.
wait, what?
You guys were talking about was there an asterisk next to the win because Jett stalled it. That was a conversation you, Denver, and Cole had.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that fucking word. I hate that fucking word.
But I didn't agree with that, did I? Because
I
I
don't
was just
remember.
I didn't think so. I mean, dude, you stall it, you fucking stall it.
That's
Like,
your
that
problem.
happens. I mean, he stalled a whole bunch of times. So do I think there might have been something off with the bike? Like
Everybody's got to
that's
deal with
fine.
bike issues. Though.
I understand.
So
I understand.
All right. So
but
since we agree on that,
I'm just saying I didn't fully agree with that. Take.
so since
that
we,
was more
maybe
of
it
a
was
Cole
maybe it
take.
was Denver that said it.
I don't know.
Somebody said it.
One of those two retards on the
I'm
other
gonna
side
say
of the table were
I'm gonna
saying
say
that,
Denver
yes.
because Cole obviously is not a Jett guy. So I feel like that Jett or that Cole saying something
I
like
don't know.
that.
Roll the tape. Let's fucking see.
All right. So then let me ask you this question since we're kind of on an agreement of that. Why wouldn't you believe that Chase if he gets to start that second moto and everybody else he wouldn't be able to win?
Because he won't get a start. Chase's starts are fucking dog shit.
But he got to start.
Because everybody flinched.
That's not his problem.
But that's the only way he gets a start. He's gotten 2 starts this year. The 2 starts he's gotten is because everybody else on the gate flinched. Kenny flinched, Hunter flinched, Jett didn't flinch and didn't go. That's the one he got. In Supercross, he got one because literally everybody else on the gate flinched.
I guess I don't-
And he went.
I guess I don't understand the question because it's like it happened and you're saying if it didn't happen, but the thing is it did happen and it wasn't like it was some weird fucking thing where like the gate malfunctioned, like it did happen. So like in a hypothetical world, okay,
But what I'm saying is
would he get the start? I don't know.
Somebody
But in a
flinched. Would he
hypothetical
get-
world, if James Stewart fucking raced in 2009, like, dude, I know what you're saying, but like, I think that question.
he can't get a start.
Okay, I don't disagree with
The
you on
2
that.
starts he's
yeah.
I mean, dude, he got that one in San Francisco because he literally counted 5 and went.
yeah, like I don't disagree. I don't
Like
disagree.
he was
with-
either hitting the gate or getting a hole shot, and he got the whole
But
shot.
Michael Lessie made a living doing shit like that.
I understand
So
that,
like
I'm
we
just
could say
saying.
that if Michael Lessie had a normal starting
I'm
procedure,
just
he
saying,
wouldn't.
out of 31 starts,
Yeah.
Chase got 2.
I mean, I'm not saying you're
And
wrong.
one he counted to 5 and went, and the gate just happened to drop. And the other one was because literally all the guys agreed to this. Kenny flinched, Hunter flinched, Jett said, "Ha ha, I'm not gonna flinch, assholes." And then the gate dropped, and he went, "Ah, shit."
yeah, I mean,
That's the starts you got.
I don't
dude.
disagree. I
Like,
don't disagree with that, but like, I guess I just don't know where that question goes because it happened.
I mean, there's not really a question. Chase cannot get starts.
Okay, so
And
my question to
Honda
you
has
is-
that figured out.
Yeah, their
and
mapping is
and-
great.
and everybody says it. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about this today. What I think their mapping is they somehow have mapped that motherfucker to drive. They've timed it. What
Yeah.
they figured out is they figured out the timing of on the grate, and then the timing on the plastic, and then into the dirt. So what I think happens to be, and I don't know anything. This is literally just a thought I had in my head. listening to something this week. They have got that down to the millisecond of how long it takes Jett and Hunter to get to drive off the grate, because let's face it, all the grates are the same. So we know what, if we sit there and time it, which I'm sure Honda, out of everybody, has the stuff to time how many knobbies turn over on that fucking grate. And then once you hit that grate, it's all the same for the bar and then the plastic there. Yeah. So what they have, and again, this is just a theory. I know absolutely zero on this. So when Lars calls me, I made this up in my head, all right? If I'm right, fucking awesome. That when it hits that plastic, it cuts power. Now, that's an automatic in the software. So they're full open, cuts power, and then as soon as it hits that dirt, bam, it fucking rolls that shit back on again, and that's what drives those guys.
It's traction control. It's retarding the timing on the ignition. It's like building. It's like a two-step on a drag car.
Can you imagine though how long it took them to figure that out?
You know what's wild about that is they literally, you know who they could have gone to, and they probably did, but it's fucking stupid if it really took them that long.
This
just
shit
fucking
is potent, by the way.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be boozed up after that one, dude.
It still tastes terrible.
They literally could just fucking go to the Superbike team, because the Superbike teams have two steps on their fucking bikes.
Yeah.
They probably went to the Superbike team and go, what do you guys do in your software? Dude. Ours is a little bit different, but what do you do? And they're like, well, this is what we do, because we all wonder, what's that fucking timing on the Superbikes when they do rain races?
Yeah.
Because you know they got to dial that shit back.
Yeah.
So dude, you're not wrong. Like, I'm telling you right now, you're right.
I mean, thinking about the mathematics and the sensors they got to have to figure out how long they literally are on. And then think about it too. Do you think they have to count the holes in the grate there to make sure there's certain
there's a lot
rear
of shit.
tire is right in the right spot to be able to boop, boop, and get off there? And now, don't get me wrong, there is still a certain amount of reaction time, in my opinion, to the gate, which those brothers have for some reason. But dude, there's more to it than that.
If Jett and Hunter weren't as talented as they are, though, and as light on the bike, even when their legs are extended and they're sitting down with how light they can make their hips.
Yeah.
The scary thing is that if they're coming off the grate and then they're hitting the plastic and then they're hitting the dirt, which they obviously know that most of the time the dirt at Supercross is going to be fucking like concrete by the end of the night. If they hook a rut when the bike wants to lift and that tire wants to stand up and not actually plant to the ground, that would always scare the shit out of me, though, because if I have shitty technique, when that bike stands upright and it starts fucking just spinning and losing traction, I'm real fucking light on the bike, because now the bike is not planted to the ground. It's not squatting. It's really high. Now your energy is going left to right because it's not sitting into the ground. Mm-hmm. But like Jett and Hunter, though, they're so fucking talented. They know how to adjust. But like, that's why if you ever probably see them when they have shitty, like if they ever have shitty gate pick, they go into the ruts. If they ever get a shit start, it's like, well, that probably has something to do with how their mapping is set up for coming off the grate.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, I guess my thing to you is about the chase is if hypothetically he did get a good start in that situation and he's out front like that, I still think he wins. But he's not winning by 13 seconds, no. Maybe. But I still think he beats all those guys.
Maybe, I don't know. That track allowed Jett to do some things last night.
I'm talking about Dallas. Talking about the second moto. We talked about what if Chase doesn't get the start.
Oh.
I'm talking about, because you asked the question, like, if they don't flinch.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
And I think that if he doesn't get this, even if he gets the start, but like everybody's stacked up, I think that he wins that second moto anyways in Fort Worth.
Nah, I don't think so. But that's okay. We'll never know. It's irrelevant.
You're still shitting on Chase, man. You're still shitting on Chase all the time, dude. You don't think he's as good as Jett as far as speed wise.
I know, and I'm like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from talking to him. So,
and I think that he has proven enough now that he is just as fast on Jett as any given moment. He just hasn't been able to put it together when him and Jett are riding together.
He is really fucking fast, but
honestly, I think on a Supercross track, he's outright faster than Jett. When they get into race pace, I think his race pace is better. I just think that for whatever reason, when he's around Jett, when he's behind him,
there's a mental block there with him and Jett for sure.
But I think if you put him in front of him, I think this is a different story where he's not having to worry about what Jett's doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I mean, dude, JT talks about this. Like, I would have to go back, and I don't know if anybody has yet. I don't think he's passed Jett like straight up.
Southwick would have been the only time.
Okay.
But like, dude, go back to SMX.
One out of 31.
No, I mean, you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Dude, go back to SMX though. Last year at the first round when he was out in front of Jett.
Yeah.
One. And then what was it? The first moto when he wadded. Was it the first moto that he wadded shit in LA?
But okay, go back to SMX last year.
And then Chase wadded his shit
we have to start looking at motocross hangovers being a thing. That has to start being talked about, being a legitimate. We've talked about Supercross.
For just 450 guys?
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Dude,
well, no, Hunter had issues last year, so never mind, you're right.
Yeah, so that's something that has to be talked about as a legitimate thing going forward. We've talked about Supercross forever, but we've never had anything after motocross. It was always like motocross, then you're done. Now we have something after.
Yeah.
And we've started to see this pattern. You had Hunter last year. You had Jett last year. You had Chase this year. I mean,
yeah, maybe.
Dude, I mean...
it could be. I'm not saying you're not right.
If we think Supercross hangovers are a legit thing, motocross hangovers are going to be a legit thing.
You know who didn't have Supercross hangovers?
God,
Eli Tomac. Am I wrong?
Oh, I haven't told you this story.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'll tell you about Eli Tomac. No, it's funny. Because I don't know if Grondell told it on the show or not, but I'll say it out loud anyway because it's not like a big deal. So he went to Eli's house to ride, right?
Who? Oh, Eric. Okay.
Yeah, back in the day. So there was one day they were riding and they were doing sections. And
was this like when Eric was still in the B class?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because it had to have been when Eli was still on Geico.
Yeah.
So this was
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But this was a long time ago.
Yeah, this had to have been a long time ago.
So anyway, so there was like this step up into this really tight corner, right? And John Tomac was like, hey, man, we're going to do this to the inside. And Eric was like, I can't. And he was like, Eli, go show him how to do it. So, of course, Eli's like, up on this fucking step up on this, I think it was an outdoor track, right to the inside and like rip this corner, right? And he looked at me and said, I'm not Eli Tomac. And John said, no problem. I'm going to go stand on the outside so that you have to go to the inside. And Eric's like, I don't think you understand. This isn't going to fucking work. He's like, so I do this jump and I rip this corner on the inside as fast as I've ever hit a corner. He goes, and I really thought I was going to be the one who killed John Tomac, but I made it. He goes, but I shit my pants doing it.
Maybe that's how Eli was doing that fucking step up at Glen Helen where he was popping up to the inside and dropping into that inside rut every time. He's like, hey, man, I just do it at my house.
Well, I asked him, I was like, was there like special diets or something? He's like, no. He's like, all I remember is like at one point at one race between motos, Kathy was trying to get me to eat my asparagus. You gotta eat your asparagus. And he's like, I really don't like asparagus. I ate it.
Makes my pee smell funny.
But I really don't like it. So it was quite interesting to listen to him talk about that. And like I said, I don't know if he said all that publicly, but it wasn't really anything terrible,
Dude,
so I don't think it minded.
I bet Eli maybe not now, but I bet Eli used to carb load like a motherfucker back in the day.
I can't
He just looks at like somebody with the way he fucking trains. He probably was fucking just hammering down fucking carbs.
I can't imagine. So we were talking about Chase.
Yep.
All right. Jett goes 1-1.
Okay.
How boring is Supercross going to be next year, dude?
I don't think it's going to be boring, man.
How many races do you think he wins?
I don't know, man, because we talked about this before the 2025 season. He still won the title, but he didn't win anywhere near what people thought he was going to win. And he had his issues.
How many races did he win? 6? 7?
I don't remember, dude. I don't fucking remember what it is. Probably like 8.
Hold on, we have the technology. We have technology.
I think he did 8. Yeah, I think he did 8.
All you members that are tuning in, hopefully some of you are. Thank you.
I think you won 8.
If you're not, that's cool too. Let's see here. 450 SX for Jett.
I think it was 8. For some reason, 8 sticking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He only won 6?
6.
No.
Hold on.
No, he won more than that.
Hold on. That fucking thing's strong. Anaheim 1. Detroit 2. Daytona 3. Birmingham 4. Indy 5. Oh, I might have missed one. Nashville 6. Oh, yeah. Philadelphia 7. Denver 8.
8. Okay. So the reason why I say that he win as many is because there was a lot of people like, oh, he's going to win double digits. He's going to win 12. He's going to win 13. So like, I don't, and I was never even good at this back in the day when we were talking, like when I'd bench race with people about Stu and Ricky, even being the Stu fanatic that I always am and always will be.
You did gargle Stu as much as I gargle Jett.
Yeah, no, I'm not. You're not wrong. Like, dude, you have a person that you latch onto, and I'd watch Stu's like entire career. Like, dude, whatever. I was never good at that because people would always ask me, well, you're a Stu guy. How many do you think he's going to win?
See that face right there?
Yeah, clean shaven because he realized that fucking...
No. I'm just saying, you see the look on that face right there? We're watching Post-Moto 1 450s here, by the way. When he has that look,
yeah,
everybody else is fucked.
I mean, maybe. We'll see.
No. Even Stu said, I've seen that look only one other time, And that was when we rolled into Daytona this year because he had been going on a bit of a losing streak.
Well, he definitely wasn't as dominant.
And he's like...
He was pissed after...
And he went, fuck you guys.
Yeah. I mean, he was pissed after Fort Worth, but he definitely wasn't dominant last night.
Way pissed.
He wasn't dominant last night like he was in Daytona.
I don't know. He went around Eli pretty fucking easy.
Yeah, and it also took him 98% of the moto, and that was only because Eli was a fucking moron.
He waited, yeah, and that fucking and Eli track had a shitty line. Was not viable
and Eli
for
had
oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So I can't.
It took him 98% of the moto. Yeah, he sat there, picked his spot on a track that was fucking shit.
Did Eli
for passing?
Did Eli need to go to the outside? He knew Jett was going to go to the inside.
Did Eli need to go to the outside? Jett forced him to the outside. If he could have gone inside, yes. If they could have both gone down,
and you still would have fucking cut the track off for Jett. But he kept going to the outside.
And they could have both gone down. And this is Eli racing him as a fair 450 guy there.
Fuck that.
Hey, man, if I do this, chances are high this kid's also not going to let off, and we're both going to go down. Then you know what? I don't fucking need to both at 31 years old.
You both go down then.
Look, he's not James Stewart coming in on a fucking 252 stroke, okay? He doesn't got to fucking do that. He's like, bro, that's not a worthwhile cause.
If Eli wouldn't have been so stubborn and stuck to the same fucking lines he was taking all the time, knowing the Jett was there, that fucking pass never would have happened in that section. May have happened somewhere else.
Not a chance. Jett would have still fucking got him. Okay, somewhere else. Okay, cool.
So
I'll agree with that.
So
I'll agree with that. Jett would have got him somewhere else.
You do know you're like Hayden Deegan fans, right? With Jett?
I 100% for the first 12 minutes of that race was nervous that like, oh, he's not going to be able to get Eli. And then about the third time that he went from 3 seconds to 1.5 in about 2 corners, I went, oh no, he's just trying to pick his spot as to where the fuck he's going to get him. Like there was, after that last however many minutes there until he made the pass, there was zero question in my mind he was getting him. And then that second race, once he got the start, I was like, it's game over. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter.
All right.
It doesn't even fucking matter. Because
I'm going to start calling you like a Hayden Deegan fan.
Like a bed bug?
Yeah, like a bed bug. Because you're that way with Jett.
I mean, it's hard when he's this fucking good.
Nothing people say to you ever changes your mind about what Jett or didn't do.
I mean, look at him.
He was doing that. Hayden Deegan was doing the same shit.
3-2, outside. Hold on. Here we go. Now we're going to go outside. That fucking section's 5 feet fucking wide, too, which is fucking ridiculous
Those were one of the sections I was talking about.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Okay. You could physically see it on the TV. I don't know who these people are on top of this.
They're just regular fans, man.
This is stupid. They got a Coors. They got an ice cold Coors.
Okay, anyways, man.
There was zero doubt after he pulled up for like the third time on Tomac that I went, yeah, he can't get him. I went, yeah, okay, cool. Never mind. He's just going to pick his spot here at a current time.
Agree to disagree.
How many Supercrosses do you think he wins next year?
I don't know, man. Because like I was just fucking saying, I was never good at this stuff because you never know. Because Supercross is so much different than outdoors.
I think he's gonna win 8 to 10.
Maybe.
I think he's gonna win 8 to 10.
Maybe he does. I mean, it
depends too. If we have 18 mud races, then that's a fucking problem. But
95% of the rounds are outdoors for next year. So
I know, dude. I know. So anyway, So Jett's back-to-back SMX champ.
Okay. That nobody gives a shit about.
So now we've won 2 SMX titles, Supercross and Motocross. Saying all that, with the SMX races, Dallas was kind of...
I thought Dallas had the best racing, actually, of all of them.
Really? You thought that was better than Charlotte?
You don't think that first 450 moto was fucking insane?
That one, yes.
That was better than
very
that
very
race
good.
That race alone makes that whole fucking round better than every round else.
The rest of that round was garbage, and that track sucked.
Oh, I'm not saying the track didn't suck, but that first moto was the best race.
The track was terrible. That first moto,
first moto was better than any of the other races.
First moto was the best moto of SMX.
What happened to Charlotte? Fucking Eli won the first moto. Jett sat behind him in the second moto. Jett sat behind him, made a pass, and then
there was options. There was lines. We're talking about the track. There was different things.
We're talking about the track or the racing
that allowed the racing to be better.
Oh, because I'm not talking about the track. I'm talking about the racing itself. The track. Oh, Fort Worth was garbage.
I thought Charlotte was pretty much the pinnacle of these playoff races. I had playoff vibes. You had Deegan coming through the pack in both motos. That was cool. You had the battle between Jett and Eli. Is Jett going to be there because of his injury? Is he not going to be there type deal? I thought Charlotte was the best. Vegas being the final round, fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic.
We got to stop going to these drag strips, man.
We do need to do need to go to Allegiant instead of that drag strip.
If we're gonna do SMX rounds, but it basically be 93% motocross and just a little bit of supercross, which that's not even a hybrid track anymore at that point. That's just motocross with some supercross sections. We need to start going to the ovals.
I was really not pumped about that track last night.
Like if we're gonna go back to
narrow sections, I did like the split start and how they came together. I thought that was cool. Charlotte, I didn't like the split start as much. Because they were split the entire way. I really think if we go Charlotte, obviously they seem to really like that place. The dirt's okay, the tracks are okay. I'm fine with Charlotte. I feel like for SMX, it's fine. I do think then we need to go to an oval and have more of an outdoor-ish.
It needs to be like last year.
And then we need to go to a stadium for the finals where we can have, which there was a lot of talk. Bro, look, everybody's pumped we're in Vegas, but we need to be in Allegiant.
Like, look, it needs to be like last year because if you remember correctly, Concord, the first round was a true hybrid track. It was outdoors with some supercross section.
Same as
Let's
this year.
Let's be real. We were at Chicago. That was an outdoor track.
That was an outdoor track,
bro. Like, there was like one that was an outdoor track.
100%.
And then we go to Vegas, or not Vegas, LA, and it was outside of Whoops.
It was a supercross track.
It was a true supercross track. This year,
and we each pointed this out.
Outdoor mainly with like one supercross section.
Yeah, we went a little too far in the other direction. I 100% agree.
We can't call it just because we have a bunch of 180s a supercross track.
Nope.
That's not how that works.
Nope. I 100% think that's what we did the first year is very
worked.
Similar. 100%. No one got to LA and went, oh, well, this isn't super motocross because this is basically a supercross track without whoops. No, just fucking do it, dude.
They're like, yo, dude, this was supercross.
Let's go to Allegiant.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it.
Pay the money to go to Allegiant.
With all that being said,
needs to end in Vegas.
Yep.
100%. I'll give you the Supercross series not ending in Vegas if we can do SMX ending in Vegas.
I will.
That's where I'll go.
With all that being said, though, SMX rounds, they've worked out great the last 2 years because obviously this year's 250 title was pretty much wrapped up. Mathematically, I know, but like 2 years in a row, 450 title came down to the last round, especially this year. We had a great battle at the second round. The 250 title technically came down to the wire last year with Deegan winning it.
It still wasn't fully a thing there, that second moto, until he made some moves. But we'll get to that.
And I'm going to have some harsh words for Tom.
Oh, boy.
If we're going to do this, keep doing this SMX stuff, which I don't think anybody's disagreeing with. They like it. More dirt bikes. Awesome.
Honestly,
we need to shorten one of the other series. Because last night it was very apparent how many dudes actually were suffering through.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many 250 dudes we lost. We lost Chance. We lost RJ. We lost Nate. We lost Jalik. We lost, who was it? Who else are we missing?
Look, we talked about this last week. We need to go down to 15 Supercross races. We need to go down to 10 outdoor races.
I'll give you 8. Just go to the main tracks.
Okay.
I'll give you 8 rounds. Go to the main tracks.
Okay.
Go to the big ones because we've talked about this.
And then we need to have a month off before we start SMX.
And here's another thing too.
Or 3 weeks, whatever.
Let's fucking have fall nationals.
Well,
fall fucking nationals, bro.
I don't think you're going to see that.
Yeah, well, fuck off.
Let's go one step at a time. Let's get to 15 Supercross rounds and give ourselves an extra week.
We need to do something.
Where we can have 3 weeks to build up for the playoffs.
Because there were a lot of guys last night in both classes that were struggling.
100%. 100%. So,
and like, dude, I don't know. Like, there were a couple of guys at certain points when they went in, like, they just hone in on a few different guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yep, he's just riding around.
Yeah.
Like, he's just literally trying to make it through this race and not die.
Okay. So let's bust through this here because we've kind of gone way off track. So we got Jett goes 1-1.
Yep.
For first overall and wins his second SMX title.
Yep.
$1 million, whatever. You heard about these teams?
How much do you think of that $1 million after taxes he's actually getting? $350K?
So after taxes, you get roughly $600.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because you pay about 40%. I guess it really depends. Well, his home is.
I thought it was only 37.5.
No, so his home is in Florida, so he might actually get a little more than that. He might be between 6 and 7.
Okay.
Because Florida doesn't have a federal income tax or a state income tax, so he might get a little bit more than that. So about 6.
Okay.
6 to 7 take.
So I always laugh too when you hear about like these NBA players getting these big contracts, and I'm like, you guys do realize they're not getting the full $75 million this year?
Yeah, but okay, but here's the other thing too. Have you heard about like these teams? And this is not like a low budget team. This is I've heard a lot of the teams because these SMX rounds are extra.
Yeah,
that
in their budget,
they're taking like 20%
from the riders or the whole team
of the winnings
from the okay.
Yeah, so like say Jett and Hunter, they cleared we'll call it 1.6 there in total.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if that 20%.
He's at 20.
That's
If I'm Jett, I'm a little pissed too.
I've heard.
Because I'm also curious how much money. Not that it matters, but it's just I'm curious how much money, how much Myrtle's getting, and then he pays Christian well. God, at least I hope.
Mertz is probably getting 10%.
I hope Christian's
probably getting 5 to 10%.
Christian has got to be the richest fucking mechanic in the paddock at this point.
Yeah,
but that dude is living a good life, unless Jett's not.
Duff is getting paid out well too. He said.
Yeah, but do you think he's making more than Christian?
Probably not.
I was about to say Jett's won a lot more in the last couple of years than Hayden has.
Probably not, but I would assume, dude, you got to pay him 5%.
I hope so.
I hope so, 5% bonus out.
Because Christian's one of those dudes that I feel like is going to be with Jett his entire career.
Yeah, so you figure if he wins $100K for a Supercross win or an outdoor win, so you figure he won 8 Supercrosses, so that's.
Look, Jett, bro, you cleared like 11 million last year.
Yeah,
gross. Give that man what?
13.
Oh, it's 13 now. I thought it was 11.
13 was what I heard.
Oh, well, either way, 11,
I don't
13.
know. I was trying to add it up one day.
Either way, track. 11, 13 at that point.
I lost down after about 10 million.
Look, bro, yeah, once again, gross, not netted, but either way, like, it's still a lot of money. Fucking 11, 13 at that point when you're making over. I hope you're paying Christian well, man.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure too.
I'm sure those guys are not the kind of people that are not taking care
I'm not saying they are. That's just why I'm saying, like, Christian at this point.
There are guys out there that don't take care of the mechanics, but I'm not sure.
Well, you mean like all of Chad's mechanics you never paid?
Look, I'm just sure that those two are not the two.
I'm not saying they are.
I am sure there's a check written every single month
but
for
I
those
fully
guys
believe
for bonuses.
Christian is making more than some top riders at this point. But anyways, that's fucked if that's true. But it's like, who are they going to take it out of the budget? Where are they going to? They don't have a budget for that.
No,
and we know KTM doesn't because Pierre Mobility Group is really fucked at this point.
That's a fucking shit.
Holy shit, dude! Did you listen to the interview with the CEO they just had on?
No. And you want to know what else I didn't listen to was the Chase Sexton interview that they made them take down last week.
Oh, I didn't listen to that
because Chase basically told them that the rear shock was what was
garbage.
fucking him. Mm-hmm.
Dude, Pierre Mobility. I'll be shocked if KTM is even a fucking thing in the next 3 years. Because they are massively in debt right now.
Well, that's what happens when you fucking
gas and
outgrow your britches there real quick.
Like, never should have bought gas, Husqvarna, that was stupid. Like, somebody else needs to buy them out because like KTM can't front it no more. If KTM continues to try to front that whole thing, KTM's going to go out of business.
Well,
like
we should have known there was issues when they changed to Pierre Mobility Group.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're going to start taking resources from other places. I'm like, where are your resources coming from, bro? This is they're a dirt bike company, and they all sell road bikes. Where are your resources coming from? Racing.
I don't know. We'll see.
Chase, get out now.
I don't think Chase is there beyond next year.
Now with all of this, before we talked about this, now I fully agree with you. There's no fucking way. Because if he doesn't see the writing on the wall, like, of what's gonna happen, like, he obviously knows because he's Chase, but like if he doesn't, like, he's gone. Like, I don't know where he goes at this point, but he's gone.
He had offers from everybody, from what I understand. So
for sure,
like, it's not a problem. But how crazy would it be if you have the Deegan 38 team and the secondary riders Chase Sexton on Yamahas?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
2026.
Yeah.
Wild shit. That'd be cool.
2026.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to Hayden.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So Jett goes 1-1.
Yep.
Hunter goes 3-2.
Yep.
Cool. 1.5 million.
Yep.
Into the conjoined account there.
Yep. You think they have conjoined accounts?
I heard at one point here. I don't know if it's that way anymore, but
Hunter
somebody this week was talking about that on a podcast. And
you think Hunter looked at his bank statement and goes, "Jett, really? You bought a Cullinan?"
No, I think they're fully okay with that. They were. Somebody asked me at the press conference, maybe it was Jace from Gypsy, shout out Jace, what livestock they were going to add to the fucking dog pound. And Hunter starts going in about all the different types of cow. Well, this cow is kind of like more like just a show cow or whatever. And he goes, oh, so it's like the Frenchie of cows. He goes, yeah. He goes, but Jett won, so I should make him pick up the tab this time. I 100% would be in the realm here, and again, I will probably never know this, that they have one Lawrence family bank account.
Must be nice to just have all these people access to your account because you have that much money in it. Yeah, I mean, you and me will never know what that's like, but fuck, it'd be nice. I can dream.
Not in
this
probably
life.
The next 2 days. All right. Tomac goes 2-3 for third.
Yep. I think he's fired up going into 2025, man. Because he did not look happy after that second moto.
No.
Especially with the way that first moto went.
Well, I told you, the way he rode in these 6 motos, when we left Ironman and he bowed out of Des Nations, I was like totally cool with it. I was like, all right, like he rode well, but like, nah, he ain't got it no more.
Yeah.
And then we did these 6 motos, and I went, oh, he's still got it.
I don't think he's a title.
There are days he's really fucking got it.
I don't think he's a title pick for any series, but I definitely think he's going to pull wins. I think he's going to pull wins from guys, and I think he's going to make it real annoying by the time we get to the end of both series.
100%. 100%. AP goes 4-4 for fourth.
Don't even know how he's riding at this point.
No idea.
Don't
Zero
get it.
idea, but he was out there riding.
God, Matterley in 2 weeks is going to be a struggle bus for him. It's going to be cold and rainy.
Webb goes 6-5 for fifth.
I mean, kind of where he was in the same spot last year, man. Like, people were talking about this. Like,
he's just not a fucking super motocross
this is
guy.
Who he
he's
just
a
is.
Supercross guy.
And then we're going to get to 2025, and we're going to be like, we're going to get 3 rounds in, and Coop's just going to be there and be like, well, it's just fucking Supercross season all over again.
He's a Supercross guy.
This is who Coop is.
This is who he is.
This is what Coop does. Coop has been doing this since 2019. We should not be surprised.
100%. Justin Cooper, who I didn't even know was going to be riding yesterday.
He wasn't supposed to.
I thought he was fucking hurt. Did he break his collarbone?
I think he showed up to the track in a sling.
He was in a sling getting on the PJ last week.
Which is really fucking stupid considering he just re-upped that contract. So I'd be like, boys, I'm not going racing this weekend.
5-7 for sixth.
You know what?
Zero idea he was even going to race. Zero idea he was there.
You said Hunter's a 10. I gave him an 8.75. What was Jay Coop's year this year?
Ooh, I'd give that an 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I thought it
was good.
I think so too, man. He's going to be, I think with now that contract being wrapped up and him knowing he's got a spot now, I think he's going to be, once again, we're going to look up and go, damn, Jay Coop he did this.
Yep.
And I also, shocker, or not a shocker, fastest qualifier in a couple Supercross races.
100%.
Because you look at that board and you're like, 32? Really? Like, did you guys, like, are you guys forgetting, like, the 2 shouldn't be up there, the 3 shouldn't be up there? It's like 32? Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. Kenny goes 8-6 for 7th.
Dealing with some injuries.
Doing Ken Roxon things. Barsha goes 9-8 for 8th.
Probably shouldn't have even been riding.
100%.
Don't know why.
Harry Koulas.
Full fucking season. Sorry, boys. We're never going to see Harry Koulas again.
11-12 for 9th.
His wife will not allow it.
Shane goes 15-11 for 10th. So suck on that, Cole.
Yeah, and also
Shane
suck
Sins.
on that, Hep.
Yeah. Freddie goes 14-14 for 11th.
I honestly think Freddie's just happy to make it through Super Motocross and not die.
You know, they brought this up last week, though, Cole and Denver there. Yeah, about Freddie. And why isn't Freddie riding for Club MX? He's there.
Because they won't pay him anything.
He spent so much money.
Probably because they wouldn't pay him anything. And also, apparently, Mad Parts, Bubba Pauly, shout out to Bubba Pauly, is like bringing in a huge sponsor.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So him and Shane, hopefully, will be getting paid a nice salary and not just bonus money.
Interesting.
So that's pretty cool. Good on them. That's that team's been around, and Bubba Pauly's doing everything. Like, dude, he's done
a lot.
Like, good for them, man. Like, hey, shout out to Mad Parts. We need more shit like that in the sport.
Not upset about it. Michigan's own Marshall Welton, 12-16 for 12.
You know what?
Great year for Marsh.
Fucking Marshmallow.
Marshmelon? That's what we're going with?
No.
Marshmelon is his name?
Marshall Welton.
First name basis with him now? So call him Marshmelon like that?
Had a great year, bro. Had a great fucking year.
That was a great year.
Great fucking year.
Ando goes 7-21 for 13th.
Ready for 2025.
Let Danger Boy into his party last night.
No way, really?
I don't know.
Oh. Wow. Upside down pineapples.
I gotta ask.
Upside down pineapples.
I saw a picture of him outside of Ando's party last night.
Look, upside down pineapples.
Really?
Maybe.
Where'd you see that?
Just don't worry about it.
Vital? Was that on the Vital thread?
No. Dude, shit like that, I would never, that would be people that I know. I would never be able to pull that from Vital.
Is it a snowboard thread? Dylon, 10-19 for 14th. Where do we see Dylon next year?
Probably Hep.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to end up back at fucking Phoenix.
No, he's definitely not going back at Phoenix.
No.
Hawaii's own Grant Harlan, 18-13 for 15th.
Like I said, a lot of these dudes are just happy to make it out of alive.
Dino, 13-18 for 16th.
Yeah.
Good on Dean. All 3 LCQs made it out of. Boom.
And didn't fucking have to crush Jerry Robbins' dreams in that one.
Did not.
Yeah.
Phil. So long, Phil.
So long, Phil.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You know what? I can just imagine what what Phil's going to be like in retirement. He's going to be like sitting on the side of the track during the outdoor day.
He's got some shit lined up,
and it's going to be like 30 minutes into a 35-minute moto, and Phil's just going to have a beer in one hand, a cigar in the other, and he's just going to be flipping the young kids the middle bird as they go past a sweeper or some shit.
He's got some shit lined up for
next
year.
Man. He doesn't want to go fucking work construction.
Anyway, he goes 22:10 for 17th. Jerry Robbins 16:20 for 18th. Chiz 20:17 for 19th. Craig 17:22 for 22nd.
Gonna look great on a star bike.
Just
next year.
waiting for that star bike. Colt Nichols DNS 9 for 21st.
Which is fucking wild, dude.
It's a shit.
Like, gets top 10s.
Bro, it's a shitty ass look.
Gets top
to
10s.
not qualify. Like, what the fuck,
And then he goes out and he gets 9th in the race that he actually does, only by default.
Unbelievable.
Like, what the fuck? Although, I think Colt is going to have a sneaky good Supercross season if he can stay healthy through fucking off-season. Because for whatever reason, he gels with that Suzuki.
We'll see. Colin Park, DNS 15.
Colin.
Okay.
Re-upped with Phoenix again.
Okay.
That team is going to be interesting. Like, Colin's back on it. Kyle Peters is obviously going to be there. Gavin Towers might be a part of that team, and so is Nick Romano.
Interesting. Savachi's there too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Or not Phoenix. He's Firepower.
Yeah, he's going to Firepower. Him and Mumphy.
Yeah.
It's a weird team.
Yeah. Stu, 19 DNS. And
apparently somebody said he was hurt. Probably. Everybody's heard at this. I think everybody's heard at this point.
Yeah, I think so. And Sexton, 21 DNS.
Yeah.
And that's been your 450 race recap.